Welcome, everyone. I'm Caroline Scanlon, Director of Real Trends Verified, and I'm so glad you all could join us today. First and foremost, congratulations on being part of this year's Real Trends Verified rankings. You are among the top performing agents and teams in the country. Being Real Trends Verified means you're not just successful. You're in the top tier of the real estate industry, setting the standard for professionalism and performance. A big part of our mission at Real Trends Verified is not just recognizing your achievements, but also bringing you tools and resources that help you take your business even further. Today's webinar is exactly that. It's a chance to learn how you can leverage real-time market data to fuel your marketing, support your clients, and drive more business. I'm excited to introduce Jessica. She is the Director of Client Success at Altos. She works closely with agents and teams like yourselves to use real-time market data to attract clients, build credibility, and of course, grow your business. Jessica, I will hand it over to you.
Well, welcome, welcome. Thanks, Caroline. Yes, congratulations to all of you and these great accomplishments. I'm super excited about sharing Altos Research with all of you, and I really appreciate you guys spending or setting aside the time to learn a little bit more. And I'm watching our participants come in, so I want to give them a couple of minutes to kind of get in here and I can talk a little bit about some housekeeping items. We have some wonderful folks manning our chat, and so I really would encourage you, if you have any questions throughout our session, that you place your questions in the chat. There will be some great links that you might want to access. So please go ahead and ask your questions and we'll be able to help you. Okay. All right. All right. So whether you're familiar with Altos or this is a first look, welcome again. By the end of the session, I'm hoping that you are really excited about the opportunity and the possibility of incorporating Altos into your business. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to share my screen for a second here. So just bear with me. Okay. So you should see Altos Market Report. So as real estate experts, professionals, you know how important market data is in order to make smart decisions. I've talked to agents and professionals daily, and I've learned that a lot of folks do it themselves. They go and create market reports for themselves. But gathering and organizing all that data yourself can be super time consuming, right? And then add on top of it, trying to put it together so that it's easy to understand, so that your clients can absorb what it is that you're trying to share. That's a whole other story, right? And so that's where Altos comes in. We provide clear, visually appealing market reports and tools that help you share those reports, as well as content for your website and social media, saving you time and helping you communicate more effectively. So looking at this, we're going to go ahead and dive into the reports in a second, but Altos helps answer the question, how's the market today? By turning complex data into clear, easy to understand reports. Altos is unique, okay? Many other reports are updated monthly, and they focus on past sales, which can be 4 weeks behind. It's like answering the question, how was the market when a property sold? So Altos updates weekly and tracks the active market, tracking from list to pending. This gives you insights to guide your clients with real-time data to stay on top of trends, remove emotion, and make data-driven decisions. Okay? And so this is really, hopefully you'll find that it's super helpful to have your time back instead of going out and trying to gather the information yourself. Again, doing that weekly, that is a lot of work, right? And so you might be thinking, hey, what about coverage, right? So luckily we have attendees from all over the place, which is awesome, right? And so you might be thinking, well, do they cover my area? Well, our data team updates, manages, and maintains a giant database where they manage multiple data sources, okay? But nationwide. So we have nationwide coverage. So we have reports for nationwide. We have reports for statewide. We have down to city and zip code. Why? Because localized data is what is really beneficial. But what's great is that you can compare your local market with the national market, with the state market. Okay. And what you'll see here is that these are Altos branded reports. You can check out for free your own localized market area. Just click on the link in the chat and you can go ahead and find a report in your local area. So here, this is an Altos branded report. Now, with a subscription to Altos, you can actually have your own branded reports. You'll see the difference. I've been able to add my own contact information. I've been able to add my image. I've been able to choose a color that I decide on, right? And now I've turned this great market report into a really great marketing piece. Okay. And so again, with the subscription to Altos, you can not only have the data, but you can have it in a format that is branded to you so that you can use it out and about in your business. Okay. And so if we take a look at the report, I'm going to use California. I'm in California in the Bay Area, right? And again, we have reports for state, county, city, and zip code specific. And it's really great to be able to do a comparison on the fly. So looking at the report here, we break down the report in 3 different sections. And so if we go ahead and take a look here, the market first here, this is talking about a summary of sorts for our local area, right? The area of interest. You'll see we have San Jose and you have the market action index. So our market action index is our proprietary algorithm that answers the question, how's the market now? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market, and to what extent? How does the current market compare to this time last month? All within one image. Now, I mentioned it's a proprietary algorithm. It's just a fancy term for private equation. But the market is a proprietary algorithm that calculates market conditions based on supply and demand statistics. The output is compared to a benchmark for a balanced market, which is a score of 30. And so you'll see this line here, declaring a seller's market if above and a buyer's market if below. And so what you can see is at a glance, you can see, hey, it is a strong buyer's market. And this gray is a running 30 days back. This allows you to compare how's the market today to this time last month. So it's just a hair cooler than it was this time last month. Now, again, we can go back to that national. You can see at a glance, how's the market? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? In California, in San Francisco. So you can quickly come to the conclusion to how's the market just by looking at this image. And so again, this is a summary of the location of interest. You can dive down into zip codes. This allows you to dive in to be more specific with your buyers and sellers. Okay. And so here again, if this answers the question, how's the market now? This is the why. This provides you a list of really important statistics. Okay. So things like median list price. You can use these statistics to help guide your buyers and sellers into making better decisions. So median list price, now these are updated weekly. So we have our updated weekly here and then 3 months to look back. Okay, this is 13 weeks. So it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been, right? And so what this does is, again, it answers the question, how's the market now? And you can gauge, are we seeing an increase? Are we seeing a decrease? Okay. And so these numbers are as of this last week, right? And so things like, if you can imagine, if you're working with a seller and you want to be able to say, hey, I want you to be engaged with what's happening in the market, right? Empower them to better understand the market by looking at price decreased. Is this increasing? Is it decreasing? Where has it been, right? So here you're seeing that it's increasing. So these are key leading indicators of change that you can engage your clients into so that they can make better decisions, that they can be aware, and you can remove some of that emotion, right? And if you're working with buyers, you can talk about the median list price. Monitor that. Monitor the days on market. You can monitor that market action index. Are things heating up or are they cooling down, right? And so again, this is where we can see a summary for the location of interest. Now, if we scroll down, you have a second section here. This section is our historical data. This provides you 5 years worth of data. Now, what's great about this is it allows you to tell a story. You're not just stuck with looking at median list price. You can change this statistic to whatever is most important to you. What story do you want to tell? You can look over the last 5 years, and we provide that 7-day and that 90-day. That 7-day is that weekly update, right? So great. Well, that can be pretty noisy over 5 years. So we also provide that 90-day, and that 90-day is a trend. What do we get that from? This is the 13 weeks averaged out. So what you see here is the ability to see a trend by removing that 7-day, okay? And you can see what has happened over the last 5 years. You have your year over year change. You can come up, change the statistic to inventory, right? Turn off the 7-day and you can focus on the trend. Well, great. The trend is implying that, hey, inventory is climbing in this area, right? But if the 7-day is so noisy, why is it important? It provides leading indicators of change. If we turn that back on, is inventory still climbing? No. In fact, it is starting to tick down. And so that is valuable insight to be able to provide your clients. That is allowing you to do a little bit of a predictive nature, right? So that can be super helpful. Now, in addition to that, you've got this great 5-year chart. You've got this great summary that talks about total active inventory. Well, there's more expensive and less expensive. So you can dive in deeper by looking at market segments. So what market segments does is take the inventory listed from most expensive to least expensive and divided it by 4. So each segment has the same inventory, but we're listing it from most expensive to least expensive, right? And so you can see the swing is 2.9 to 1.7. The nature of the market's going to be different for each price point, right? And so now you can have a more important conversation with your clients. You can target, their interests, whether they're buying or selling. So this allows you to see, and you can turn things off in the key, right? And I encourage you to schedule a demo just to learn more about the intricate details of this, but this allows you not only to talk about the nature of the market for the area here, but a particular price point. So in fact, if you come down here, the market segments here down at the bottom, the table, this is awesome because now you can help set expectations. So being able to tell a story of what's happened over the last 5 years is great. Being able to tell the story of what's happening right now is even better. And so here you can see, all right, we're looking at 2.8 roughly. But what helps is, all right, if I'm going to come here and I have 1.5 to spend, what can I expect for my money? 1,200 square feet, a small lot size, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay. What's even better, how quickly is inventory moving in my particular price segment? New to pending in how many days? Okay. And where this can really be insightful is if we look at a different zip code in the same city, we can acknowledge that the market shifts. It is different from one zip code to the next. You know that, but it's really helpful to have data to back you up in those conversations, right? To be able to remove emotion. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. It makes people feel uncomfortable and they're going to come to their own conclusion. The best thing you can do when you have anxiety is to follow the data. And so if we look at this zip code and we scroll all the way down, notice how different the days on market is here. So what this allows you to do is help your clients make better decisions because if they fall into this category, which is 1.3, inventory is moving in a week. That means they have to get up and get going, right? They can't dilly-dally. They can't wait. They have to move fast. Now, some great use cases for these reports. This is awesome that it's online and it's interactive, and that's great. But there are lots of use cases for incorporating this information into your business in print form. And so what you can do is consider using this report as a single page PDF. You can convert it. How? You go here, go to share. You have the ability to share and convert to a PDF. So here we are with our PDF, right? Our one page. This is amazing at every open house, neighborhood walks, direct mail. Anytime you just want a quick, hey, how's the market? Better yet, let's say you have an open house and it falls within this particular category, this particular segment. Take a highlighter and highlight that segment. Talk about the nature of the market for that home, not just the zip code. Listing presentations, bring out the big guns. You have the ability to take that online report, convert it to a 6-page market report. It's professional looking. We provide content here, a summary again, and then all of those charts are extracted and you have narrative here, okay? So again, there's a lot with these reports. If we come back here, one of the key things to remember is that we take the complex data and put it into an easy to understand format. We want to make sure that everybody can absorb the data. Not everybody is technical, right? But you're going to come across engineers who love the numbers. Great, we provide them. If you have folks that are more visual, we have visual cues throughout the report to, hey, here's how the market's behaving. And then you'll have folks who maybe they're a little bit more intimidated by all the data. Great, we provide narrative that helps them better understand what's happening in the market. Okay, and so hopefully that helps there. Now go up to share. You also have the possibility of sharing on social media directly from the report itself. Now, I've talked a lot about the report, but there is more. With an Altos platform, it allows you to not only have access to the data itself, but to share that data with your buyers, your sellers, your prospects. And so if we change gears and go back to our platform, this is the Altos platform where you would house all of your market reports. This allows you to log into your account and at a glance be able to see the nature of the market for all of your markets. Not only that, this updates week after week, just like the reports, and you have some visual here that allows you to see how things have changed since last week at a glance. In here, you also have the ability to grab assets, visual assets that you can utilize in e-newsletters, social media, online on your website. So what you can do is you can click on snapshot and get a quick snapshot of the market. So you can share the report or you can go ahead and share just the snapshot. Click download and you have that image file. Easy to access, okay? In addition to that, you have share functionality from your platform. You want to share to Facebook? Great. LinkedIn, Twitter, you can email share it. You can download that PDF directly from your platform. We have QR codes so that you can have folks scan a QR code to access your market reports. Okay. And every link, every location within your account has a unique URL. Okay. And so this is your platform here. And again, you've got a lot of assets that you can manage. Come here to the dotted lines and we can go to embed. This is where you would grab code for your website. What's great, integrate this into your website. It updates week after week. Okay. And it's an active image. On click loads the latest version of your report. Here you'll see that you've got all of your images. Those images that you saw within the report live as independent assets within your account. Download the image file, copy the image HTML. You have the market action index. All of these are available just at a click of a button. We have our summary share that incorporates your branding, and you can choose to have narrative. This is an amazing tool to use in Instagram. Download the image file, and it's a quick share. Okay. So as you can see with the platform here, you have lots of assets that you can share. But getting them in front of your clients is a huge component of using this Altos platform. It's easy, it's straightforward. You add your contacts here, whether you add them manually or you upload them in bulk, right? You can do either or, but you would assign them a location or locations and a campaign. The campaign is literally just an email communication based on the frequency that you decide. The email comes from you and on reply comes back to you, which is really great. And again, you can decide on your frequency here. You are automatically equipped with some, so you don't have to start from scratch, and you can preview any of them at any time. You can see that it's a nicely laid out email, has your signature box and all of that. Whatever you assign to your contact appears here, and we will send it on your behalf. Okay, so this is what they would get. Now, in addition, you send these out, you have some notifications here, some indicators that let you know, hey, are they opening the email? What are they looking at? So you can click on contacts. You can see, oh, okay, they've opened the email. Oh, they've clicked on the reports. What reports? If we click on it, it shows you what they're looking at, which can provide some great insight, right? You may think they're looking at X, Y, and Z, but in fact, they're looking, on the other side of the city. Great. This gives you some insight that's super valuable. Okay. And so, again, you have your reports page. This is for you to stay in tune with what's happening in the market week after week. It allows you the access of those different visual things that you can incorporate into your daily business. Okay. You can add your contacts, assign them campaigns. You can monitor that over time. And if you're really, really into data, you can go ahead and use the analytics tool as well. Okay. And so, again, with this data, we update our reports every week. Okay. We have access to nationwide data. So you're curious about coverage, be sure to access the chat and sign up for a report today so that you can look at your local market. Okay. Again, we take that complex data and put it into an easy to understand format so that you can have your time back. You can help empower your teams to have access to data that they can incorporate into their business. So thousands of real estate agents, teams, and brokerage just use Altos real-time market reports to attract and engage buyers and sellers, to establish themselves as market experts, and to move clients through the sales funnel automatically. So running these campaigns, accessing the data visuals that you have access to here for your website, for your social media sites, are just a few of many features Altos has to offer you, your team, to be more successful. So we have subscription packages available for individual agents, for teams and brokerages. If interested in learning more about Altos or understanding the data and pricing, just drop the word info into the chat and we'll reach out to you. Our folks in chat have also provided some helpful links, one where you can get a free market report for your local market. If you have a specific question, please place them in the chat. This is being recorded and we will go ahead and send it out with the Q&A as well. That way, maybe you don't have a question yet, or you're interested in the answers of the questions that are being asked. We'll be sure to create that and send that out with the recording. Okay. So feel free to put those questions in the chat. And thanks again for setting aside time today. I hope you are inspired to investigate further, and I look forward to working with you soon. Back to you, Caroline.
Thanks, Jessica. And thank you everyone for joining us live today. Again, a big congratulations on being Real Trends Verified. We are here celebrating you and all of your success. I hope you have a great rest of your week and an even better summer season.